Assalamualaikum my little friends, how are you? আমি নিঝুম নীলি বিকজ কেয়ারের পক্ষ থেকে চিলড্রেন্স আওয়ারের আজকের পর্বে তোমাদের জানাচ্ছি আমন্ত্রণ। আচ্ছা, তোমরা কি বলতে পারো what is the name of this finger? Yes, you're right, this is thumb. Thumb, pointer, middle finger, ring finger and little finger. But আমি তোমাদের কাছে fingers এর নাম কেন জানতে চাইলাম? আজকে Today we're going to listen to a story about a little girl who is no longer than a thumb. Oh my god. এত ছোট একটা মেয়ের গল্প. So let's listen to the story of little girl Thumbelina.
Thumbelina, a story by Anderson. This is a story of a little girl who was no longer than a thumb. Once upon a time, a young woman wished to have a little girl. Finally, one day, her wish came true. The beautiful little girl that she found between the petals of the flower was no taller than her thumb. So she named her Thumbelina and made a cradle from a walnut shell. Thumbelina loved to walk in the garden where she was barely as tall as the grass. One day, while she was enjoying the sunshine, a big, ugly frog stopped her. He had heard about Thumbelina's beauty and wanted to take her home with him to marry his son. Thumbelina was very frightened. Though she tried to run away, the frog caught her and took her to the swamp where he lived. He placed Thumbelina on a water lily pad, the middle of a nearby pond. Poor Thumbelina was lonely and afraid. Small fish swimming in the pond heard Thumbelina's crying and came to help her. She was so tiny and helpless and so lovely that they felt sorry for her. Swimming under the leaf, they nibbled away the stains so that Thumbelina could float away from where the frog lived. A beautiful butterfly offered to help her and flapped his wings so that Thumbelina could float farther away on her raft. Suddenly, a large beetle swooped down and carried Thumbelina to his tree. Thumbelina was frightened, but the beetle was very kind to her. He brought her honey from flowers. He saw that she had enough to eat and safe place among the leaves of his tree. The beetle knew that he could not take care of Thumbelina forever, so one day he placed her on a flower in the field. For the entire summer, Thumbelina was very happy. She lived among the flowers and got honey from them for food. She drank dew from the leaves and was warmed by the sun. Many tiny insects and small animals were her friends. But soon summer was over and the autumn came. The weather became cooler. The sun was no longer warm. Birds flew away and the insect disappeared. Even the flowers lost their petals and the leaves blew down from the trees. Thumbelina wrapped herself in a leaf to keep warm. But that leaf too withered and blew away. Thumbelina was frightened and lonely once again. She did not know where to go for help. She wandered through the fields for a long time until she met a friendly mouse. He was hurrying home to supper. He saw that she was cold and hungry and invited her down into his den under a haystack. The mouse and his friend, a mole who lived in a nearby tunnel, were very kind to Thumbelina. To repay them for their kindness, she kept house-cooked, delicious meals for them. One day, while Thumbelina was there alone, she looked out and saw a poor swallow who seemed to be dead. When he fluttered his wings, she brought him in before the fire where he was soon warmed. He had not really been dead, just numb from the cold. Thumbelina cared for the bird and saw that he had enough to eat. Finally, when he was strong and well, he thanked her and flew away. The mole loved Thumbelina and wanted to marry her. He set a date for the wedding. She began making her wedding clothes, but she was very sad. Thumbelina did not want to marry the boy, for she thought that she would have to live underground in his tunnel forever. Instead, she wanted to go back to her garden to be warmed by the sun and to live among the beautiful flowers. The day before Thumbelina was to marry the mole, she stood at the door of the mouse den and looking up at the clear blue sky. Just then she heard wings flapping. It was her friend, the swallow. He asked why she was so unhappy. Thumbelina told him her wish, and he offered to take her away. She climbed on his back, and they flew to a far-off land where there were flowers and sunshine and many tiny creatures. The swallow placed Thumbelina a beautiful white flower. It opened, and she was surprised to see a handsome prince not much larger than herself, with a gold crown on his head and delicate wings on his shoulders. When the prince saw Thumbelina's beauty, he asked her to marry him. He gave her a fine crown and a pair of white wings as wedding present. After they were married, Thumbelina and the prince lived among the flowers and were warmed by the sun. The garden was the most beautiful Thumbelina had ever seen. There were many kinds of flowers and blossoms and plants. With their delicate wings, the prince and his bride could fly from flower to flower, sipping the honey. They enjoyed the singing of the birds. Their friend the swallow stayed to live near them in the garden. Thumbelina was no longer lonely. She had the prince love this wonderful land and lived there happily forever and ever. So kids, this was the story of Thumbelina, a little girl. I hope you all like the story. Next time I'll come with a beautiful story again. Till then, take care.